The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This just in, the Canucks didn't need Quinn Hughes after all. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host here on Locked On Canucks, also sports reporter over at Daily Hive. That guy's Kyle Bhawan. This episode brought to you by FanDuel. Go download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. And man, oh man, Canucks Nation, they're taking those discounted Canucks tickets from GameTime and they're putting them in some stockings, baby, because this team's just won 3 games in a row for the first time since early February, almost a full calendar year. And Kyle, I'm gonna pass over to you because you want to talk about playoffs.
No, well, come on. We just got word today from Pierre LeBrun that the Canucks want to do a hybrid rebuild. So, we're not going to get what we want, and that's a top pick and a plan. So why don't we just change course and find a way to play Minnesota in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year, okay? Let Minnesota get the 1 seed somehow, some way. The Canucks squeak in at number 8 right before the playoffs start, since we didn't trade Kiefer Sherwood because we signed him for seven years at $7 million per. And we name him captain. We name him captain, and then we just take runs. We just take runs at Quinn Hughes, okay? We sweep the Minnesota Wild. That's what I want, okay? Who do you want in round 1? Gavin McKenna, Stenberg, the next Wayne Gretzky, or Quinn Hughes in the first round in April? Yo, Trevor, all jokes aside, can we start here? Do the Canucks sign Kiefer Sherwood? No, straight up.
Look, right now where they are in the standings, 32nd overall, absolutely not. Sometimes I feel like you've lost your goddamn mind, Kyle. I don't know, the Locked On Canucks Christmas party, man. Did you eat some vegetables after I left last night? Like, what's? Are you okay, man?
I had some Cutwaters, and I got home at 8 a.m. And then I saw Kiefer Sherwood score another hat trick. You know what I'm saying? And bro, all I'm trying to say is, again, don't blame me. Blame the hybrid rebuild. Okay, the last time the hybrid rebuild worked was in 1915 when the Albuquerque, Kentucky Fried Chickens won the first ever Stanley Cup. Okay, and what they did was they traded their best player, Colonel Sanders, for $15 and 2 second-round picks. Everyone thought they were tanking, but since they're doing a hybrid rebuild, they traded that $15 for more effort, determination, camaraderie. And let's touch on that. Kiefer Sherwood drags his team into the fight. But how about this? How come this team is fighting way more harder since Quinn Hughes has left the team? No, I think everyone keeps talking about, oh, you guys got to be nicer to Quinn Hughes. It's unfathomable. It's unfathomable that people are bashing Quinn Hughes for the management's mismanagement of his career. And it's like, I guarantee if you ask Kiefer Sherwood how he feels about his captain quitting 25 games into the season, I wonder what he says. Oh, you know what? Good for him. No, I guarantee he's pissed off. I guarantee if you ask that to Demko, how do you feel about Quinn Hughes leaving 25 games into the season? What do you think he's going to say? He's going to be pissed off. So it can be unfathomable for the fans or the media to go against Quinn Hughes and call him a quitter, but there's some people in that dressing room that think he's a quitter. For real. And look, they're using some of that energy. They're getting a little lucky in New York and in New Jersey on the first 2 games of the homestand. A little bit lucky. Look at the goals they scored and look at the goaltending they got. But today, they should have won 7-1. Again, these things are going to happen. The season's going to balance itself out. But all I'm saying is something happened post Quinn Hughes trade, and the NHL is mid. You only need 85 points to go, and you got Kiefer Sherwood, outlier player, dog, whatever. You're going to get a first-round pick from him. That sounds stupid, but then you watch him play, and you watch him play tonight, and you're like, yeah, you know what? You probably are, because his shot is lethal, and he hits everything. And look at that, Demko. Unreal right now. And I don't know. All in all, I'm just rambling here, but anything is possible. And who do I want in the first round? Gavin McKenna or Quinn Hughes? I want Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, you're insane, man. You're insane. I think you've let the mediocrity of the Canucks get to your head over time, Kyle. I mean, look, I know you're pissed off about Quinn Hughes
Pissed
leaving
off.
and Quinn on the team. You know, you're an emotional guy. You know, man, we've seen this song and dance though, right? We've seen the talk and bump in this market. This bump's a little different when you get bettors to have like Quinn Hughes left the lineup. But might I just add, you just had Thatcher Demko have the longest shutout streak of his career at over 150 minutes. You just played 3 teams that honestly aren't all that good, although tonight was a little more interesting considering the Islanders have been running hot lately, but they are missing Bo Horvat in their lineup. Man, oh man, this Canucks team is nothing more than a mid team. And like Kyle, I like how you're dreaming, man. I'm proud of you. I go follow your dreams, kids. Go follow your dreams. And if your dream is Quinn Hughes in the first round against the Minnesota Wild, I mean that's spicy as all hell. But what's best for this team is that somehow, some way, you find a way to get a top 3, top 5 pick. That's
Okay,
there's just no arguing around that.
Okay, so what does that mean then? Like that does that mean you wake up tomorrow and trade Kiefer Sherwood? Does that mean
If the right return? Yes. I mean, there's a roster freeze deadline in about 5 hours from the time we're recording right now. So, like, unless something happens in the next couple hours, nothing's happening until December 28th at the earliest.
So and then what? Okay, then on December 28th, do they make a plan for Kevin Lankinen to get 75% of the rest of the starts? No, for real. Like this team is going to win some games, and if they find some momentum, and oh yeah, look at what they've done in the last 2.5 weeks. They're playing some of the best defensive hockey in the league. Like maybe they're trending in the right direction where, they can keep this up, for a little bit. And before you know it, again, by the time this weekend ends, the Canucks could be 4 points out of a playoff spot. And that is just the truth. No, but that is just the truth because you said at best the Canucks are mid, and I'm trying to tell you the NHL at best is mid. All the teams. Again, the Canucks could on Monday morning, they could be 4 points out of a playoff spot. That's all I'm trying to say to you. And that team, having their captain quit on them, they might feel away. And oh yeah, they're doing it without Elias Pettersson too. For real. They're doing it without Atu Ratu as well. I'm just saying if they're out of a playoff spot with 4 points, by 4 points by Monday morning, they're going to feel away. They're going to feel away. And they're going to make sure they win against their former head coach, Rick Tocchet too. That's just a theory. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. And I don't want to doubt Demko. And again, I want to go back to this question. I know this sounds so crazy, and I'm only asking this question not because I want the team to keep for Sherwood. I haven't made up my mind yet because you talk about culture and whatnot, and that guy is the perfect culture type of guy. And oh yeah, he's good. Braden Cooch really pucked with him. Okay, in September. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, for real, good. And we've been talking about all this. The team needs personality. The team needs some people who can like talk to the media, have a smile on their face. Kiefer Sherwood is a dog. He's a dog, but he also has that charm. I'm just saying, in a world where he keeps scoring goals and the team's fighting for a playoff spot, just like they didn't trade Suter and Besser, they're not going to trade Kiefer Sherwood. I'm telling you that right now. And look, it came out today. Last week it was the rebuild. Today it was the hybrid rebuild. No, I'm just saying. And that's why I'm all over the place because the Canucks message is all over the place. The NHL is mid. I could tell you what I want them to do. But at the end of the day, with 47 games left or whatever the math is, if we are 4 points out of a spot on Monday, if Canucks fans are not, they can hope for a lot. They can do whatever they want. Honestly, they can do whatever they want. But I'm going to be proud of this team fighting for that playoff spot based on all the bullshit they had to go through. And yeah, dude, it was all their leaders being divas, being not it's the worst leaders in the league with JT Pettersson and then Quinn Hughes. So if these guys want to decide to fight for a playoff spot with 40 plus games left after our best player ever quit on the franchise in the city, kudos to them. And I'm not gonna hate the fact that we won today. I'm not. I'm gonna be proud of Thatcher Demko for balling out, saving this team, and I'm gonna be thinking about Kiefer Sherwood a little because if it's like a second round pick for Kiefer Sherwood, you're probably still gonna do it, but they could turn around and be like, you know what? Stay here for the next 3 years. We'll give you $5 million per. Right? Cap's going up. Whatever. Who cares? We have the youngest team. We're gonna have a lot of salary cap on this team. Okay, for real. Take it. Be the next captain and help us get to the other side. Not win a cup, but I don't know. Just I'm all over the place. Kiefer Sherwood, another hat trick, man. This guy's unreal, dude.
Yeah, he had an unreal game tonight. And Kyle, the first Canuck to have multiple hat tricks in a season since Brock Besser back in 2023-24. I think if the right offer comes along for Sherwood, like I maybe I've seen too much of my time as a Canuck fan. Kyle, I want to be emotional. I want to be fan first. I told you all the time I'm fan first, but I've also seen a lot of mediocrity and a lot of losing, like all of Canucks Nation has. And if getting more lottery picks and dart throws to try to build this next core is what's best for this team, and I believe that's the case, you got to do it, man. You got to sell high. I get you got to keep some veterans here. I'm intrigued by the idea of keeping Sherwood, but maybe I'll phrase it to you this way. Maybe the Canucks should keep one of either Garland or Sherwood. And Kyle, maybe I'll phrase it to you this way before we cut to break. Who would you rather trade from this team between the two? Kiefer Sherwood or Connor Garland?
Damn, that's 50-50. Those two are incredible. Like, look at Garland's effort today. His best friend just got traded or whatever. The godfather to his son. And on this road trip, he's just been an unreal player. And that's a hard question for me to answer. Sorry to ignore it. Again.
That's all right. Let's you think about it over break. Let's leave it to the listeners as well. Drop a comment. Who would you rather trade from this team? If you had to keep one, let's say, would you rather trade Connor Garland or Kiefer Sherwood? The other one theoretically is going to be in Vancouver for quite some time to come. On the other side, let's get into more of that. I also want to talk more about the evolution of Adam Foote and the GOAT of the game for the Vancouver Canucks. Mainly, who's the one killing the tank right now? There's a couple good candidates. That's all coming up next year on Locked On Canucks. Oh man, Kyle. Is it time, man? Is it time to start looking at Canucks tickets again? No, I'm not quite there. But if you feel that way, go check out the deals on Game Time, baby. And not just that, the World Cup tickets there on Game Time. When the Seahawks host the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, those tickets will be on Game Time too. Kyle, thanks for high-fiving me after the Seahawks win yesterday, man. I never expected that from you, but that meant something to me, man. So that was a moment, Kyle, turning into a big Seahawks fan. Let's go. So let's go find those tickets on Game Time for Seahawks and Green Bay in January. Again, pull up the app. You get the seat views right on the app as well. You also get the lowest price guarantee, and you get deals leading right up to kickoff or puck drop. So take the guesswork of buying tickets with Game Time. Use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Go check out at Game Time, baby. All right. And let's shout out our friends over at Doer, baby. All the good-looking people at Doer, man. We stopped by there yesterday to see what's shaking, and it smells great in there, by the way. But our friends at Doer, man, not only does it smell great in the store, but man, oh man, these pants, they're the comfiest damn pants in the world. Don't just take that from me. That's the Doer trademark, baby. Look, these jeans, they got 5 times the stretch of traditional denim. I'm wearing them right now. And I've never felt better than I am wearing this Cookie Monster Christmas sweater.
Wow.
And my Doer jeans, man. So I'm looking fresh. I'm feeling good. And you can look fresh and feel good by checking out Doer. Go buy them for yourself this holiday season or for the people you love. And you can visit them here in Vancouver like we did yesterday at 1757 West 4th Avenue. Hey, mention our promo code Locked On Canucks in store for 15% off your first order. You can also get that same 15% off by using code Locked On Canucks at doer.ca/Locked On Canucks. That's DUER.ca/Locked On Canucks.
People, we back doing this, and that's reading your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Bobby Bluger saying he missed the game, but Kiefer Sherwood with a hat trick. Yes, a hat trick, 1 empty netter, but his first 2 goals were absolutely lethal. Let's trade him for a first. And, we spent, again, look at this comment from Hangia. The team ain't tanking or rebuilding. They have retooled and are trying to win. We spent the first half being, again, all over the place, signing Kiefer Sherwood to a Louis Eriksson-like deal, all this stuff. I'm being stupid. And yeah, you're 100% right. Team, realistically, because it's not about making it to the second round of the playoffs. It's about building a team that's going to win a championship, right? Go through the draft high, do it a couple times, and you're there. especially with Zeev Buium and Marco Rossi. They've been so impressive. And Liam Ogren, like, I'm impressed. But again, we got word today that they're hybrid rebuilding. Like, unless Francesco Aquilini sells the team and Rutherford grows a pair of balls to stop this, like, from happening. So, no, just so the messaging is just, I'm sorry, because, like, the messaging, why have we heard 3 different things in 7 days about what the Canucks plan is? You know what this sounds like again? It's the no plan. Again, it is. It's rebuilding, it's retooling, and now it's hybrid rebuilding. As a fan, you're going to blame me. I can't afford therapy. You don't think I'm going to be all over the place and be confused? And now I see this team win 3 straight games. It's like, I can't attach myself to any narrative that may happen with their quote unquote plan because I don't believe it. But one thing I will believe is if on Monday morning, they're 4 points out of a playoff spot, dude, I'm cheering for Thatcher Demko to get the job done. I can't not cheer for that. After what we've gone through and people quitting on us, that guy will never quit on us. He puts his body on the line. If he's playing those games and he's dragging this team back into the fight because he's one of the best athletes in North America, so be it, and go Canucks go.
Amen, man. Go Canucks go. I'm on the same page, right? Like cheering for the individual stories on the Canucks. I know in my head, like I've said before, I know what it's best for the team to lose out and tank down the standings. But Kyle, realistically, they're not going to lose every game. I still think they're going to lose a chunk of games, even if they just try hard and work hard here. But I do find it hard to cheer for losses because, like, again, I have the guy like Thatcher Demko, like you mentioned, he's been through a lot, and he's here. He wants to be a Canuck. He balls out, and he's just dynamite in the crease, man. And I get the fear about ruining the tanks. I share that same sentiment, but it's I'm not going to sit here and actively root against Thatcher Demko either. I'm just like I said. I said before I want to see the Canucks, maybe lose some tight games, low scoring games where the offense just couldn't quite get there, but Thatcher Demko plays well. Like those are kind of the games I want to see, and I think we are going to see more of them, Kyle. Like I said, you had on this 3-game win streak, you had a banged up Devils team. You have a Rangers team that's incredibly poorly built, and you have an Islanders team that's played well but missing Bo Horvat right now. And again, they're a mid team, like a lot of the NHL though, Kyle. So there's always a chance that Canucks can climb up the standings here, like you're saying. Now, one reason why tonight felt a little bit different than the other wins to me, Kyle, was tonight was the exact kind of game that I expected to see from Adam Foote hockey and Adam Foote coach team heading into the season, right? You had a low-scoring game where the Canucks kind of lull you in. They don't give up a lot of those home plate, high-danger chances. And then they forecheck hard. They kind of counterattack off the rush. They get some chances. Like they're not keeping possession like crazy or anything like that. But they're getting chances and they bury a few, right? This is exactly what I expected the Canucks to look like going into the season. A top 5 defense, an average at best offense that can on some nights could just get the job done, and playing behind Thatcher Demko, who could be one of the best goalies in the world. This is what I thought Canuck hockey would look like coming into the season. Ironically, they pulled it off on a day where they didn't have Quinn Hughes or Elias Pettersson.
No, it's been trending that way for a little bit here, and I don't know if the coaching got better or just like the messaging was clear, or people will say, oh, because Quinn Hughes is gone. Well, before Quinn Hughes was gone, the Canucks were trending this way too, right? And now Demko's healthy and just killing it. But it's again, look at what James Moore's saying, right? Irrational pride is what being a Canucks fan is all about. Go Canucks go. I love the heart and the grind. I can't help it. That's how I feel after tonight's performance. Like I was so proud that we finally saw like a really good game from this club. Like that was their best game of the season against a mid team. So be it. But again, the NHL is mid. It's projected that you need 86 points to make the Western Conference playoffs. And to do this 7 days after the Quinn Hughes trade, something, I don't know. Again, I'm just proud of the guys. I'm just proud of the guys for not folding. And until they trade, like, going back to the whole, like, should they tank or not? Because again, now they're trending in the right way, playing better as a team. They're being coached better. Adam Foote is shoving his foot up, what. Chances are they're going to win more games. And unless they literally trade Demko, which they still could before no trade kicks in, like you got to start bringing that. Like if they start doing things like that, then it's like, yeah, you're planning on tanking and you're planning for the future. Like you can't just say something and not take action to get you closer to there. I know they traded Quinn Hughes and that's a big step to quote unquote rebuilding, but remember they opted to get Zeev Buium's a great young player, but the other two guys were Rocco Rossi, great player, but they're all NHL players, you know? It was like that type of planning, and results like this could happen again. Like ironically, Trevor, again, all over the place. I'm sorry, it's a Friday night. It's crazy how the Canucks were last place for that long, but during a time where the NHL, like everyone was kind of last place. You know what I'm saying? You if you're the San Jose Sharks, you're in a playoff spot, but you're 6 points away from being last place again. Right? Crazy sentence. And we're almost 40 games into the season.
Yeah, 100%. Like even just looking at the standings right now, like there's still only 5 teams I really trust in the West to make the playoffs comfortably. It's obviously the 3 in the Central, the Avs, Stars, and Wild. In the Pacific, it's the Golden Knights and the Oilers. I still don't really trust the Ducks. They've been kind of middling after a really hot start. I mean, they probably make it, but I don't fully trust them, right? So I think 5 spots accounted for the West, and then like Kyle, like the rest is just a shit sandwich, right? It's the Ducks, it's the Kings, it's the Sharks, it's the Mammoth, Blues, Jets, Blackhawks, Canucks. I feel like the Flames, Canucks, Kraken, and Predators are all really out of it. Probably the Blackhawks too. But my point is, like, outside of the top 5 in the West, it does feel like anyone could theoretically make the playoffs, right? The Flames, for God's sakes, almost made it last year, right? Nobody saw that coming. You got the Blackhawks and the Sharks doing what they're doing. The Blues came out of nowhere last year. Like anyone outside of those top 5 could claim the last 3 playoff spots in the West to me, conceivably.
Of course, especially the Canucks after getting rid of the quote unquote cancer of the team, you know, like the guy who didn't want to be there. Like getting rid of more of those guys. It helps out. It really does. Now, Trevor, like going back to the Foote comment and the coaching, sorry for like, again, just spewing off on some other emotional stuff right after, but what do you think? Like, what do you think the messaging is? What do you think might have changed? And are you seeing like a change in the lineup that may have led to this? Like, I think you know where I'm going with this for me personally, but it is like less. It took Adam Foote 28 games to stop pairing the worst pair in the NHL together, you know, with Pettersson and Myers. For real. That's
and ironically, Myers has played not bad over these last 3 games, right? He's looked pretty good. But I do think that's a big part of it, right? Is, you know, Pettersson and Myers not being in a matchup role together, right? Now it's Pettersson and it's Filip Hronek, right? And those two have been dynamite. Again, against fairly weak competition, but like tonight, that Pettersson-Hronek pairing largely went up against the Matt Barzal line, and they did a fantastic job. And I really do think when you have a new coach that comes in, especially one that's inexperienced in Adam Foote, you start tinkering with the system, you start telling the team to do different things, then, oh yeah, all of a sudden you get injuries and you're plummeting down the standings. Shit's going to be rocky, man. And I do think it's just taken a couple months to figure it out. Look, there's other things strategically that I don't love that Foote does with this hockey team. I don't know if they have the players to play this aggressive pinching up system that he played early in the year, because Kyle, now you're kind of seeing the Canucks revert back to what they were under Rick Tocchet, in my opinion, right? Like this isn't some change system from a couple of years ago. To me, this looks very similar, but it's what we expected from the Vancouver Canucks heading into this season. I just think Foote's kind of gone back to what he knows worked for this team in the past. You have different noise out of the room. You have your best 2 defensemen in shutdown roles. You have your younger defensemen, you know, learning in easier matchups. And again, it just seems like a lunch bucket group that can lull you to sleep, play the system, and attack on the counter. I think that's what you're seeing from the Canucks, and it's a change from what they were trying to do early on in the season.
Yep. And Trevor, I think we should go to break because I wasn't here for like 2 minutes of that spiel. So it'd be
let's go, man. Let's go. Let's wrap up with some of the best comments on the other side here. There's lots of ones popping off about Sherwood, Garland, playoffs tanking. Man, oh man, we love the listeners on Locked On Canucks. Get involved. We'll be back on the other side here on Locked On Canucks. All right, man. Let's shout out our friends over at FanDuel. NHL, you can go find that on FanDuel. Of course, the Canucks were underdogs tonight. So, you know, kudos to you who are believing in the boys in blue and green. Speaking of blue and green, one of the craziest games I've seen in my entire life in the NFL, I got to watch last night with Kyle Bowen, the Seattle Seahawks. And, you know, sometimes, man, you gotta hammer the reverse jinx, okay? I'll be honest, man. I bet against the Seahawks last night. I did. I've had no luck on Thursdays. I thought not really believing in my team, but hey, let's reverse jinx it, man. Let's get another Thursday wrong. So gamble responsibly. Don't be like Beggsy, but sometimes you got to believe in the reverse jinx. Bet against your team, and good things can happen. If you're betting on sports, go check out FanDuel. They got the live in-game bets, the same game parlays, all that good stuff. Check out FanDuel.com and go download the FanDuel app today.
People, we back doing this, and that's reading your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Dan Jardine, Grandpa Dan saying, yo, we are way too good to tank. Got to trade Sherwood, got to trade Garland, got to trade Demko, or we'll make the playoffs. And then we had Bobby Bluger saying, you got to trade all the vets and put Teddy Bluger on one leg as your second line center and let him drive us towards the bottom. And that's an option. I feel like if the Canucks, if their plan was to rebuild for the next couple of years, you ship up. You don't get emotional about this, right? Because people like to say this. Oh, it's a business. Like you dump Demko before his no trade kicks in. You dump Connor Garland before the no trade kicks in. You're a worse hockey team, and like you're planning for that, right? You're going to the bottom. Like, but until they do that and make moves like that, because I feel like now it's kind of certain. Like, I don't know. Like certainty is a hard thing to say because today was a good game. The other two games were not that good, but it's going to be hard to say at the bottom with these guys in their lineup if they're so determined, especially Thatcher Demko. So make those moves, make those trades, right? Get them out of here. And it's not like you owe other guys in the room the benefit of the doubt of them working hard and being 5 points out of a playoff spot. Like you don't owe Pettersson that. You don't owe Tyler Myers that. And now you got like a bunch of new faces in there. You know what I'm trying to say? You could do that and just move on.
Or Kyle, maybe, I've had some predictions come true, right? I just said the Canucks were targeting Liam Ogren. Look at that. Boom, bam. He's in Vancouver. I wonder, Kyle, if I got this one right. I gotta cue this up for this one, man. Kyle, you remember this one a couple weeks back. Trying to search for optimism. And I made the prediction. Or ask the question, could the Vancouver Canucks be the 2019 St. Louis Blues? Karma in the comments. Shout out to the everydayers. He remembered. You got Thatcher Demko in net now, Kyle. Doing Jordan Bennington-like things. You're winning these games without even Elias Pettersson in the lineup. Is there a chance, Kyle? Are you believing that the Vancouver Canucks can be the next 2019 St. Louis Blues?
The Stanley Cup champs? No, I still don't think we're tough enough. Like we're not thick enough. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We don't have like that part of the identity. Like, like Peter Angelo, Braden Shen, Ryan O'Reilly, Alexander Steen, Parayko. You know what I'm saying? Like in their DNA, they just got a bit more of that grit. We need more guys like that. But could we be a team that faces Minnesota in the first round of the playoffs? Please let us sweep Quinn Hughes and let us boo him. Then we get over the next year. We can reset and just I'll apologize to him. But if they're gonna make the playoffs, please play Minnesota in the first round. Like Trevor, isn't that the goal of the season? If this team does make the play, now as a sports fan, like I want that. The dude who quit.
Absolutely. Like that. Like look at me, man. My balls are tingling, man. That's the juiciest storyline for sure.
Do you think the Canucks fans would like be all over Quinn Hughes? I think they should, man. I think that could be like an identity moment for the Vancouver Canucks, like not taking shit. You know how like, because again, Quinn Hughes, 2 years left on his deal, 2 years into being captain, 25 games into the season, when the team is injured more than any other team, tells management, quote unquote, I want out, aka I'm not signing in 18 months. Like that's kind of cringe, to be honest. He gave up on us. So if we play him in the first round, I want us to boo him. I want us to be all over him.
Absolutely, man. I mean, as fans, you got to give your team every advantage that you can, and voraciously booing Quinn Hughes every time he touches the puck Yeah, like you're doing all you can as a fan at that point, man. I'd be screaming as a fan for sure. I mean, look, you give him the round of applause or whatever, like when he comes back for his first game. So I don't think he's coming back in the regular season, right? The Wild have already had their one game here.
I wouldn't even give him the tribute. I wouldn't give him the tribute in the playoffs. I'm waiting until next year to give him the tribute. 100%.
That's good call. Good call.
Yeah, come on, we're gonna pay our
unique scenario. I should have thought of that.
Come on, man. Come on, dude. Yo, imagine Game 6. We're up 3-2 in the series, and it's 4-0 Canucks with 2 minutes left. Demko 87 saves. Okay, it's all the fan base is like na 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 na. Hey. Goodbye. Like, I would love that. 100%. And remember, this guy left. Hey, this guy left. Did this guy ever say sorry for not making a workout in Vancouver or feeling bad about it? This guy couldn't wait to get the hell out of here, which is cool. But you had the C on your chest. You see on your jersey, dude. You're our captain, our leader. Right? Didn't even say sorry for not having a workout, for only making the real playoffs once in 7 years. But I deserve better. Come on, man. Come on.
Man, oh man, look at that. Look at you, man. Look at some of us Canucks Nation right now. You get on a measly 3-game win streak against 3 mediocre teams. All of a sudden, we're talking about playoffs. As Cosmic Dragon saying in the comments, whatever Beggsy's smoking, I want some. Kyle, I think that would apply to you too. If you want to know what we're smoking, you can check out the link in the Discord for more on that. Kyle, let's read one more comment before we get out of here. Lots of good comments today here on Locked On Canucks. Man, oh man, there's a few here that's again believing in the run. Lahangia is saying that I have a feeling they're gonna win 25 or 30 games here. The Canucks have 48 games left, I believe. Kyle, let's say they can rip off 25 wins and they lose like 5 more in overtime. So we're talking about 55 points. That would be a hell of a run for sure. They got about a middle of the pack schedule. That would get you still only to about 88 points, which in this year in the West could do it. Like you look at the East right now, and it's just a stronger conference, right? You have 0 teams below 500. Then you look at the West, almost everyone out of the playoffs is below 500. 7 teams are below 500 right now. Maybe it is one of those years where you could sneak in with 88 points, but like that's the kind of run you're looking at. 48 games, the Canucks would have to go something like, oh God, what's that math at the top of my head? Like 25, 15, and 5. I mean, with Demko, it's not impossible. Not that I think that's what's best, but if you want to get drunk off optimism, that's kind of what you're looking at right now.
If you want to get drunk off this optimism in this playoff talk, tomorrow, again, 3:30, the Boston Bruins, right? Kevin Lankinen finally wakes up. No, straight up. You could argue he's been the most disappointing Canuck this year. And if he wasn't so inconsistent and always allowing like 3.5 to 4 goals a game, maybe the Canucks have 4 more points. Oh, boom. They're 2 points behind the playoff spot then. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. So tomorrow, Kevin Lankinen plays as good as Thatcher Demko. Like even if the Canucks suck tomorrow, but Lankinen steals them 2 points, like they're gonna be like feeling a little swaggy going into next week, and then they're playing their old coach, yeah, right, to end off the road trip, and then you're coming back home 2 points out of a playoff spot. Holy!
Against the Philadelphia Flyers and the San Jose Sharks to come home. Oh, and then you got the Seattle Kraken after that, who are one of the teams lower in the standings than the Canucks. Holy! Talking about playoffs here.
In a couple games.
Yeah, we play San Jose as the first game after Christmas. And then Philly, and then Seattle. Oh, what a world, man. That was another episode of Locked On Canucks. Holy optimism. Kyle, man. Kyle definitely ate some vegetables last night, whatever Kyle's smoking. You can go find that out in the Discord. Join the Discord, by the way. Talk hockey with Canuck fans, the best Canuck fans in the world. You can also, if you want an ad-free episode, there's another Discord popping up for our Everydayers Club. Go check that out as well for a few bucks a month. Aside from that, appreciate the hell out of all you for tuning in. You can help us out a lot by liking the show on YouTube. Hit the goddamn like button. Subscribe to the show as well. On the podcast side, you can follow us and leave a 5-star review. Like Cito said, passion over logic. And after this, after wins, after talking about playoffs, we do this, baby.